the Japanese swordsman who turned into an artist. The samurai brings to mind an image of a sincere, traditional swordsman, or, possibly, the image of that one guy we all know who bought a knockoff sword online and won't shut up about it. But samurai, unlike the guy we know, were dedicated servants to the emperor or some other leading official. They were soldiers and, you're right, talented warriors. No swordsmen are as famous as the samurai, except maybe Alexander Dumas's Three Musketeers. Samurai gained their sword skills from a young age. Their training began in childhood, as PBS explains, and included much more than combat. Samurai exercised their minds as well as their bodies and spirits. They lived by a strict code and an education that wasn't common for laypeople of their time: poetry, Chinese culture, and Buddhism. Their minds were as sharp as their blades. Even the women in samurai society were educated and taught the ways of combat. It's no mystery why the samurai's fame spread through the West. And, no samurai was as famous as Miyamoto Musashi. A man turned into a legend. Miyamoto Musashi earned his fame. His skills would eventually secure a legendary status for the swordsman, recounted in myths and stories. Musashi lived from 1584 until dying in 1645. At the time, 61 years was a long time to live, especially for anyone who had a life as eventful as Musashi's. The unfortunate part of the tale of Musashi is that it took place hundreds of years ago, which makes it difficult to separate legend from fact. Fact or legend, his was surely a great story. This legendary swordsman, like all samurai, began his training when he was a wee one, and he wasn't much bigger when he attained his first victory. As the karate lifestyle relates, Musashi fought his first sword duel at the age of 13, defeating a fully trained, adult samurai in single combat. From there, Musashi claimed that he won 60 duels in his lifetime, the last one fought using a wooden sword he carved from an oar, against an opponent with an actual blade. Musashi quickly killed the man with a well-placed strike to the head. Musashi grew tired of dueling after that and decided to retire. The legend turned into an artist. Musashi was more than a warrior. Having the education of the samurai, he transitioned his mind from battle to the arts. At this stage of his life, the famed former swordsman devoted his time to writing the Book of Five Rings, which has its own legends. Some claim Musashi wrote the book on his deathbed to share his knowledge of swordsmanship and martial arts with future generations. Others tell a much wilder story about Musashi climbing to the top of a mountain to write the book, but that probably confuses history with a fictionalized story of the master strategist. Along with the Book of Five Rings, Musashi delved into other arts. He was a painter.